good afternoon, judges and everyone here. So we are Conexa and we'll begin with our pitch. So, what is one thing that has changed your life in the past 2 years? Okay, COVID-19. So how has COVID-19 impacted your lives? So personally, COVID-19 struck when I was in the army. It was a phase in life where I was so busy that I distanced from my prior group of friends. Then, circuit breaker happened. Circuit breaker helped to stop the spread of the virus, but what that brought about was a generation of youths who are okay with staying at home. Due to this, I went from a bubbly, extroverted person to someone who struggles to even start a conversation. I asked my friends about this, and many of them have a similar experience. Moving on, as COVID-19 starts to chip away the youth in us, our social interaction decreases as we age. And due to that, youths like myself suffer in our mental health, where I constantly think about how did I make genuine connections before COVID-19, and what's so different now. So what's the problem? Many activities can't be done alone. It's hard to find friends who are interested in the same things as yourself, and it's difficult to make friends after leaving school. And if this continues, this causes a downward spiral in ensuring good mental health in our youth. So as I was in this vicious cycle of thinking, a friend of mine called me and he asked me out. After this catch-up, I felt so much better and was reassured. But this got me thinking. I was fortunate to have such an observant friend around me. But how many youths out there are as fortunate as me? And what if there's a platform out there that helps to connect me to a community instantly? So this might sound very similar to Meetup, but as you can see from their reviews, they are only rated 1.53 out of 5 stars. Then we further surveyed 75 youths, and only 1 in every 6 has heard of Meetup, and 70% of them are interested in using such platform to make new friends and form new communities. So we introduce you to Conexa, because we are Meetup, but better.
Now I'm going to bring you on the user journey of someone like Joel, okay? So firstly, I'll just share with you how Joel comes to our platform and then to the point where he finds a community on his own. So Joel will browse through our website, looking through activities and book a time slot for himself. And if Joel is a member, he's going to get access to a matchmaking service where we matchmake to a group that is similar to his interests and his life stage. Okay, and after that, our trained facilitators will give Joel a call to make sure that him joining the group is a safe experience for himself and others. And voila, Joel is now in the Telegram group connected with 9 other people. We believe in small groups because we see that small groups, there's better social interaction. Okay, and Joel will go through 4 sessions a month, and in the first 3 sessions, he's going to go through our standard but awesome event experience, as you can see over here. What is different is our catch-up and check-up activity, where Joel will go through a time of facilitated conversations about his life and how they can support one another. So youths will experience a form of social support from there. Okay, and this is our Conexa secret sauce, which is our mental health check-in. On the last session of the month, the youths will go through a time of mental well-being check-ins by the facilitator. We are going to use mental well-being skills. If they score above a certain point, we will then refer them to our partner Care Corner for further mental health triage and counseling support. And why are we so different from the rest? 1, we have curated quality communities. And 2, because we offer trained facilitators that are trained in group facilitation and basic counseling support. And lastly, our users' mental health is our priority. And amongst the rest out there, we are different because we offer a diverse range of activities and we still keep the quality in our communities.
Okay, now let me share with you more about Conexa's business model. We operate on a freemium with a sharing economy, which kind of looks like this. Quite complicated, but essentially we provide access to market to businesses as well as facilitators for them, which helps to reduce their manpower. We have 2 different types of targets, which is the free users as well as members. So what do members get? Members get access to a long-term community. They get access recommendations or to new activities, discounted prices, and even the cross-network events where they have games and other things that they can do together, like CCA fairs. So we believe that through these revenue streams, we'll be able to really create a sustainable business model through our business. So people will know about us through our social media, which would really resonate very strongly with our target audience who wants to make meaningful connections. Here are some user personas that you can look through on your own time. Currently, after 1 month, we have already partnered with these 8 partners. Imagine how many more we can get if we are given a bit more time in the future. So our trials and survey results also show very positive reviews, with 4 out of 10 for the overall experience.
Moving on, here is our timeline. We hope to expand our project with 10 groups in our first month, 50 groups in 6 months, and a whopping 100 groups in a year. Currently, we stand at our 1-month mark and have already conducted trial sessions to further improve our model. So, who exactly are we? Our team comprises 5 members: myself, Audrey, Joey, Joelle, and Tim. Creating communities, facilitating, and marketing are just some of our skill sets that combined can help launch our project to greater heights. Right now, we are using Google Forms, which is a very plug and lead model, but we hope to improve our services by tapping on online resources. Of course, this cannot be done with just our own efforts, and we are hoping to have more people on board. We are looking for others who are skilled in tech, business administration, and creatives. All in all, we believe that with your help, we will see a Singapore where everybody has a community, where each person feels supported, and where everyone is able to do what they love. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Love the enthusiasm there, starting from the first team. Great, good full start. Okay, on to the judges for the Q&A.
Testing. Yeah, thank you. Very interesting idea. I I have two questions actually, but I think I'll start with one first. You mentioned that your community is going to be curated. Now, so I think you have thought of, I assume you have thought of the risk mitigation. And what mechanism are you intending to use, or how have you designed that curation to ensure that you admit only the right people to the group?
So far, in terms of risk mitigation strategies, each group will actually have a facilitator, and the facilitator will go through an administrative briefing and safety briefing. So in this briefings, they will be made known of certain risks that are there. So when we were discussing certain risks, we thought of were some maybe sexual predators or people who are out there to emotionally damage other members or physically harm them. So our first risk management is basically the screening by the facilitator. So the facilitator will give a call to the member that's joining the group. And then we also have certain procedures in place for that. So there's going to be an open reporting system. So in each group, each Telegram group, there'll be the facilitator, and the members will be made known that anytime they can report to the facilitator about any issues, any bad behaviors that other members are exhibiting. And based on that, we will first remind the member of we will first warn the member, and if subsequent warnings he doesn't follow through, and we will take him out of the group. Yeah.
I have a question. So thanks for the presentation. There are a lot of our apps out there, right? How do you differentiate your app with the ones out there? And how do you encourage people to join your app and how do you create that community? Thanks.
Yeah, so instead of us, we are not focusing on the app part, because I think app actually wastes a lot of money sometimes, because it takes a lot of investment, and even so, you don't even know whether it will be very, very successful. So instead, we are focusing more on the community. That is the part that actually draws people, because the experience that they get is better, and then the type of offerings that they get. Because we've partnered with all these different businesses, right now we have bouldering, art jamming, and even board games, but we plan to expand this to a lot more. And it actually gives people that incentive to really go for these type of things rather than just through the app. So our focus, our distinguishing factor is not the app platform. The platform just makes it more convenient. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
I think just to add, so how do we want to form these kind of communities? So what we'll do so is, in general, like bringing them to a board game. So let's say the activity is board games, right? After the board games, we'll introduce them to like after the board games. Maybe we'll have, what we thought of is afterwards we can go to a cafe and chill. But what happens also like after the session, like maybe to the lead up to the session, right? We'll actually include like online games where they can take part. So it's really small things that we try to encourage them to join, and through that they can make friends. And really after getting this friendship, and then we'll just let the community form on its own. Yep.
just to add on to what my member said, also in terms of our marketing strategy, I think Joey can add on, we have certain measures put in place. So we want to have CCA fairs concept in the city and districts where people can see that, hey, there's this type of activities where you can join up and come on board in. And yeah, so we are bringing that whole CCA fair experience that you had in secondary school or poly back to even working adults or people that have left educational institutions. Yeah, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
One casual extra thing. So this concept also started from this idea of CCAs for adults. Yeah, so if you all can see where we are coming from also.
I think my question is a lot about who, right? And we look at youths. Youths are like 15 to 35 years old. Right? So who exactly are you targeting? And I share a very quick context. At Limitless, we run a platform called Safe House, which is on Discord, to support youths. And we noticed that the age group seems to be 14 to 20s, 21 or sorts that comes up. So who exactly are you targeting?
Okay, so for our targeting, we got actually, this is only one. We have 4, and each of them form to a specific target. So usually their motivations are because of either their interests. So maybe they are young and then they are looking for a place for their friends. They already have a community but just looking for a place. That's one type. Another is those people who are very available but don't have too many friends and want to make more friends. This is another type. Another type is a bit more older and just wants to make quality friendships. Maybe they find it hard and need a facilitator to give them the extra push. Yeah, so through different means, it appeals to quite a large range of targets. Yeah.